Hello everyone, let's say you are horsepower hungry, but you need room for up to 7. Well, that's where the 2020 BMW X7 M50i comes in. Let's check it out. So here it is, the front of the very aggressive looking X7 M50i, the M in there for the motorsport icon. Take a look here at the front. You can't help but notice the large grille. Moving over to the side, you can see the fog lights here and the LED lights. These have the BMW laser effect. You can see it sketched on there as well too. One thing most BMWs seem to have this aerodynamics and functional vents. So the air going in through here and then coming around the air here to go over the rims for efficiency. This being the M model, new here, you can see the M 22-inch wheels, M brakes as well too, and you'll see M badges throughout the vehicle. Really a nice, aggressive looking SUV. This is BMW's largest. It was new in 2019. Now in the 2020 model, you get that M option for the increased horsepower. 523 horsepower underneath the hood. We'll show you that here in a little bit. And really an aggressive stance, similar to the X5. You get about 9 more inches of room from the X5 to the X7. Just a really pretty looking vehicle, but still very, very aggressive as well too. Coming out to the back, you can see the LEDs as well. And kind of that taper effect with BMW going wide to narrow there as well. And the integrated exhaust ports that are live and functioning as well too. Rear lift gate remotely by the key comes in very handy here at the back of the X7. And you've got a couple buttons here. This actually lowers and raises the rear based on your luggage you're putting in. This of course drops your lower lift gate here. This covers your valuables. It can be folded and easily removed. And this is where it gets really, really simple. This is what BMW has just perfected. These one-touch buttons to drop your seats for cargo. You can see the maximum suitcases there or maximum seating. Also individual seats, your third row 2 seats and your captain's row, second row seats customizable with individual touches. Let's show you the max storage capacity one-touch button. Check this out. At the same time, these rear seats will go down. Simultaneously, you can maybe notice the front seats raising or pushing forward, I should say, to give you the max cargo space here in this X7, which is again 9 inches longer than the X5. When you've unloaded all those items and you're ready for passengers to fill the void here, one-touch button for the max passengers, if you can see there. And second row seats go forward, rear seats fold up. All pretty effortlessly here. Just works well to get the max luggage and max storage of people in your X7. All right, let's talk about interior seating space. Take a look here, looking into the back seat. You see some legs there. We've got Ricardo Boyne, our BMW genius. How's it going, Nick?
Good.
You've got a pretty good amount of room, would you say there? Your knees not touching against the seat?
Yep. Good amount of wiggling room back here.
Okay, excellent. And as far as the seats go, I want to show you this really cool feature. Let's say you want to make sure that you're flush to the passenger in the third row, but not hurting them by any means. You tap this button, the seat's actually gone back, it's bumped his knees and then went forward, then gone forward, and he's still got the room there. And I want to climb in here as well too. I'm just about the same height as Nick, just about 6'1", and you can see I've got at least 1.5 inches, 2 inches, maybe 3 inches. And let's go to the front as if I was driving. I've got my seating position saved. And again, very comfortable. This is about how I would be seated. Going to M school, they always said you want to have your wrists dangle over the steering wheel. So I've got plenty of room. I'm very comfortable. So there ostensibly would be 3 6'1" passengers on this driver's side, and they all fit. And back here to get to your third row, by the way, this is how you release the seat, and then after hitting that button, seat moves forward, as you can see, and it also moves up, and that's how your third row passenger kind of gets in and out. And Nick, as far as back there goes, creature comforts, there are a few. We can see the pretty blue lighting, which is customizable, several different lights you can choose, right?
Right.
What else have you got going on back there?
We do have individual cup holders for each passenger. If you lift up this little latch right there, you do have a USB Type-C charger, and then you do have a luggage tie down. If you move up to the sunroof controls, individual sunroof control for both back passenger and front, and we do have climate controls up front here.
Excellent. Yeah, so the same climate control functions that we see for the second row passengers down here you also have in that third row. This again has the captain seating, so these of course have the center armrests and the space for the center. So this gets you obviously the 6 people seating here capacity. You can get up to 7 if you got a bench row here for storage goes. But overall, not too bad back there, right, Nick?
It's great.
All right, let's go check out the front. Okay, getting out of the back, you can see you're actually greeted by what's called pathway lighting here. And here we are moved up front to the navigation and home screen there. And Ricardo, a lot of cool features here for the iDrive 7. That's the latest iteration of iDrive. Talk about gesture control a little bit. Show us some examples.
So with gesture control, you can use your hand gesture to do various functions with the iDrive controller, one of which is to mute the radio. So what we want to do is start with your fist closed and just point 2 fingers to the radio, and you see that it mute the radio.
Very cool.
Okay, and you want to do the same thing to unmute. To turn the volume up, you can twist to the right or you twist to the left to turn it down.
Excellent. And then you can set kind of a home key or a default set for the fist, is that right?
Right, you can also customize the gesture, one of which, if I start with my palms open like that and close and open, that actually goes to your home address, and that's what we set it for.
Very cool. And if I try it out here, let's turn the radio down all the way. And really the idea is to keep your eyes on the road and just use your hands, so you don't have to look for the buttons to hit the volume button. You can just use the gesture control in that certain region, right?
Correct.
Really neat. And then while you're driving and you see, if you've got a navigation plotted, a specific destination plotted, the navigation screen will show up there. You can customize the digital dash a little bit too. Want to talk about that M badge. We've mentioned it briefly. This is the most powerful X7 you can get, the M50i. We'll talk about the horsepower a little bit more, but it's about 523 horsepower. And I want to show you, as you know, you can customize the BMW so many ways, and show you these lovely crystal clear glass shifter and iDrive controller. That's an option as well. But if you go into sport here, you can configure individually how this vehicle performs, the damping of the suspension, steering, engine response, and the transmission shift points. With the M50i, you get a couple of upgraded features that get you that M Light badge, that motorsport badge. So when we shift damping to sport, I'm understanding the suspension will automatically drop almost an inch. In addition to suspension dropping, you've got more customization here. You can see you can raise and lower the suspension for ingress and egress, getting in and out. And I believe, Ricardo, you can actually drive in some of those modes where it's raised up and down. Is that right?
You can. Depends on the speed in which you're going. The suspension will lower itself automatically.
That's great. So customization there. And I want to talk about the power. So with all the horsepower up there in the engine, this comes with the M differential, which is going to send power. Not only 100% is going to be sent back to the rear if you don't need it for traction up front, to give you more of that race car M performance. This is not only going to send your power 100% to the rear wheels, it's going to actually use the M differential to send the torque to the right or left wheels as needed. All part of that M package that you get with this X7 M50i. Okay, checking out some of the parking features and camera features on this BMW X7. First of all, I want to show you something called the Surround View 3D camera. This is an option on some of the X7s and comes standard on others. Check this out. First of all, if we go over to select 3D view here, this is kind of a simulation of what our X7 looks like in the parking spots, and you can use the controller here to change your camera view. So if we scroll around the wheel, you can see the change on the left side of the camera, literally going all around the vehicle to see what your surroundings look like. Now, to do autonomous parking, I've got autonomous parking selected. I'm going to select a parking spot down here, and it says, do you want perpendicular parking or parallel? So we'll select perpendicular parking. The turn signal automatically turns on here. And it says to start parking, take hands off steering wheel and release brake. So I'll do that here now. And this is all hands-free. I'm really doing nothing except watching my surroundings here. And it's obviously found the spot prior to me starting this recording for you. And in tight spots is where it really comes in handy. So again, this is all hands-free here. And you can kind of take a look at where we are pulling up next to this other vehicle. Pretty smooth and effortless. It also has something called backup assistant right over there, where it can pull you back out of your spot. If you got into a tight squeeze or had to maneuver, it'll pull you back out the exact same way you went in. So just a number of features that really make parking easy in the largest ever BMW X7. And that's what gets you 523 horsepower, 550 or so pounds of torque from this 8-cylinder engine. Beautiful. This will get you, they say, to 60 in about 4.5 seconds. Again, this is the most powerful X7 you can get. This version, just new for 2020. This vehicle starts at about $99,000. The one that you're looking at here is about 105 grand. Now, if this is too much power for you, but you need the space, you can start with the BMW X7 with the 6-cylinder engine. That's going to get you about 335 horsepower. So you've got options. That one starts at about 73,000 or so before you add options. So a lot of different ways to go, but no doubt about it, you're going to get the largest SUV BMW has ever made. And if you want the most powerful SUV BMW has made, well, right now you need the X7 M50i. So there you have it, the 2020 BMW X7 M50i. Really a fun vehicle. What we didn't go over is how it drives, and that's where you come in. You got to come down to BMW of Myrtle Beach and check it out. And I can tell you it drives as smooth as you'd expect, but a lot more performance than you might expect as well too. And everything's customizable as you would expect from BMW. For BMW of Myrtle Beach, I'm Michael Maley.